Hi everybody, once again you are welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I will be teaching you how to build this wonderful monthly reports using Microsoft Excel. As you can see, we have our chart here, and I will be teaching you how to build this and also how to customize it. So let's kickstart our journey. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to, this is our data. We already have the data available, and we are going to put our data in a table format. So I'm going to use Control T to do that. So I already have my table has headers, as you can see. My table actually has an header, so I'm going to click OK. So the next thing is we move to, I can just rename my table. Let me rename it as just a table. Just a table. So I have my table as just a table. Then we'll go to insert. From the insert menu, we are going to pivot table. So that is what we are going to be starting from. From the pivot table, you can see I have my table name, which is table, and this is the new worksheet and existing worksheet. So if we decide to use existing worksheet, peradventure, probably I have one of those ones that I want the pivot table to show or to be. I can as well pick any of these, or I can also use this particular table, but in this case we are using a new worksheet, so I'm going to click OK. So we have a new worksheet here. So the first thing we are going to do, we are going to start with our monthly report. So that is going to be the first thing, the monthly report, and the monthly report will be starting from, so the first thing we are going to be starting from, we are going to be starting from the monthly report. So let's just draw this to the side. Let's draw it. So we'll move this to the side, and we are going to name this monthly. But because I've already used monthly, I won't be able to name it monthly again. I will just name it months. Just name it months, because Microsoft Excel will not accept if I decide to use the same name I've used before. So from there, we are going to pick our order dates. We are going to put it at the rows. So we don't need the dates, so we are going to remove the day. We only need the months alone. Then the next thing is we are going to pick our revenue. So we have our revenue into our value space. So you can see this is our revenue. So we are having these dates in this format. And when you click the button, when you try to expand it, we have 1st of February, 3rd of February, 4th of February. So what we actually need here is just the months alone. So what we are going to do is we are going to right click, then we go to group. Then from group, we are going to remove the date. We don't want the date. It's actually the month alone that we want. So we are going to click OK. So we come back here. We just have to highlight it, and we'll go to Home tab, and we decrease the decimal. So this is just exactly what we want. So the next thing is we go to our chart. We can decide, so let's go to insert. From insert, we can decide to use a recommended chart, or we go to pivot chart. But in this case, I will be starting from, I'm going to use line chart. So I will be picking this line chart, and from this line chart, I'm going to use this chart. So this is the chart I will be picking, and I'm going to be putting it here. So the next thing I'm going to do is we don't want the label revenue, sum of revenue. So we don't want it. Right click this and hide all field button on chart, so everything will be hide. So we are removing this also, the total. We don't want the total. Actually, we don't want the y-axis number, so we remove this as well. Then we rename this 6 by month. So we rename this to be 6 by month. So we are having our 6 by month. That is going to be the label 6 by month. And after that, the next thing we are going to do, we are going to remove the grid. We don't actually want the grid. So here everything is perfectly done, just that we can just try to expand this a bit. Let's click on it and Control 1 on your keyboard. Control 1, we opened this space for you. Then we can go to our fill and line. We don't want our automatic, so we don't. Let me put it automatic back, and let's go to our design format first. From the format menu, we are going to shape effect. From the shape effect, we are using this. Then we come back to bevel. So that is what we are using, as you can see. So we are having that already. So the next thing is we are going to do, let's go to our effects. We can decide to put a shadow, and we can decide not to put a shadow. It depends on what you want. So I'm going to be leaving this like this. So, and the next thing I'm going to put is I'm going to put a data label. Let me just put and right click. You can just easily right click. When you right click, you put a data label, and we have the data label in the format that we want. So when you come to the plus sign here, you can see we have a sheet title, we have a data label, and from the data label, you can see right above, then below, then data callout. So we are using above already. So we are having our data to be in above. I think we have some. Let's try to use right, the same thing, left, the same thing, center, the same thing. So we are using above. So we are using our data set to be in above. So we are done with that already. Then the next thing we are going to do, you can just copy this. How do you copy? You press Control key on your keyboard. Control key, then you drag. So it gives you another one. Then we are going to have our distribution. So just name this distribution. But because I've already used distribution before, so I will not be able to name it as distribution this time around. So I'm going to name it as distribution. So I'm going to put X at the back of it. So distributions. So this is distribution. So let me see. Yeah, it's accepted. Then we don't want this, so we can actually remove this from it because it is not needed. So clear content. Then from here we go to remove this. We don't want it again, so we remove our order dates, and we are going to put our revenue again because we want our distribution. Now where's the revenue? We pick our revenue from here. So let's look for the revenue, and if you are finding it, just you can type here revenue. So we have our revenue, so we pick our revenue here, and you can see, so from the revenue we are going to right click. Then from the right click we go to group again because we want to make it from 4,000, from 0 to 4,000. That is what we need, our distribution to start from 0 to 4,000. As you can see, starting at 38.5. We don't want that, so we are making it starting from 0. Then the next thing is we go to 4,000, ending at 4,000. So we are making it starting from 0 to 4,000, and we want it to be by 1,000. So let's click OK. As you can see, we have exactly what we want. So we decrease the decimal as usual. So exactly that's what we want. So, and we are going to include our chart into it. So we are going to use a bar chart for this. and let's go to our chart. From here we can just go to insert. From the insert you can as well use recommended chart if you want to, and you go to bar chart, or you can as well pick from here the same way, then you go to your bar chart. So we are using our bar chart here and we are clicking OK. Then the next thing we are going to do, we are going to hide all field button on chart. We are going to hide that. Then we don't need this, we remove this. Then our title is going to be count of transaction. So we are going to name our title as count of transaction, or you can also make transaction count, either of the two. Count, okay, probably we'll make it transaction count. Transaction count. Then we don't want this, we remove this from the, so let's remove this. So you can see, and we are going to attach our data label. So just right click and go to your data label, add data label. So you can see this is our data label, and we don't want a grid line, so let's remove the grid lines from it, so we have everything perfectly. Then we can as well, let me control 1 and I go to the field. So we don't want any field, let me see, we are using field automatic. So let's go to our chart. Then from our chart we can just reduce this to probably, let's make the white like 170. Let's make it 170 and let's see. So I think 170 is good. And then the next thing is we can as well click out. The one thing is this is taking too much too much space. So we want to reduce this space. So what we're going to do is we click on it, then we go to, you can see, we go to the number. Then from the number we are going to open, then we go to format center. Let me see if I can actually put this, not this. So we go to format code, then we had hash, comma, hash 3 times, comma, then you are going to put it in a double quote, okay, another double quote, then we are going to click on add. So you can see we are having it the way we want it to be, so we can just reduce it back to the ideal one. So I think this should be good. Yeah, so already we have our transaction count. So the next thing is we are going to copy this, control on your keyboard and drag. So you have your transaction, distribution tool. Then we are going to our category. So in our category, what we are going to do, let's remain this as our category. Because I've already used category before, I will not be able to use category the second time. So I'm going to use categories. Because the first one I've already used category. So what we are going to do, we don't need this, so we can actually remove this. So click content. You can also use delete from your keyboard. So we don't want this, we are going to remove it. In case probably you click outside this and you were looking for your pivot field, just click here. And when you click here and the pivot field is not showing, right click and go to, you will see show field list. It's because my own is showing already, that is why it's putting it as hide field list. So it's going to be, in your own case, if you can't find it after clicking on any of the number here, just right click, go down, you will see choose field list. So we have it like that. So we are going to put our category. So let's pick our category. We are removing the revenue, then we are going to put our category. So if you find it find it hard to find it, so you can just click here, category. We put our category down here. So here we have our category, and in this category we only need top 5 category. Before then, let's reduce the decimal here. We come here, we reduce it, then we go to just click. You can see the row labels. Just click here. When you click here, just go to value field. From the value field, go to top 10, and we need just top 5. So let's just pick top 5. So we have our top 5 already. We click OK. So you can see we have our top 5, and we can easily add our chart. Go to insert, and we are putting our chart, and the chart we are using is not a column chart, we are using a bar chart also. Then click OK. So we have our bar chart here. Then the next thing is we are going to hide all field button on chart, everything. Then we are going to remove this. We don't want this. We are going to remove this as well. We don't want it. Then the grid lines, these are the grid lines. When you click on the grid lines, you remove it easily. Then we are going to name it as top 5 category. So you can make it top 6, but we are using top 5 category. This is top 5 category. So let's just make it top 5 category. Top 5 category. Then we are going to add our data label. Right click, and you add data label. So we have our data label, and as you can see, our data label is taking too much space. So the next thing we are going to do, like before, we click on it, then we go to our, and if you can find it, please just, as you click on it, just highlight it like this. Okay, let me click out and go back and click on your, then Control+1. Control 1, we open the exact place you need. So we go to number, and from the number you go to format code. Then from the format code, we move it from general. We are going to put our home code. So we are putting hash, common, hash, comma, space, then in a double quote, okay, double quote. Then we are going to click add. So you can see we have it exactly what we want. So we go to our home tab, and we are going to sort it from the smallest to the biggest, or from the biggest to the smallest. It depends on what we have, what we want rather. So, but we are going to be sorting it from the smallest to the biggest. So go to sort. Click back on it. Then we go to our sort field, sort and filter. This is our sort and filter up here. So we have in our sort and filter here. So let's click on our number again. So I'm just thinking, so we have our sort and filter. Just come back here. In case you click on the number and it's not showing the sort and filter, you can as well click on the bar chart. So we go to sort and filter. We choose from the smallest to the biggest, to the largest. Let's see, this is from the smallest to the largest. So let's go back again and let it make it from the largest to the smallest. So we have it exactly what we want, from the largest to the smallest. So we have it here from the smallest down to the largest. So we are done with that. So the next thing is we are going to the states. So we are going to copy this as well. Right click, just click on control button, then draw. So it will give you, then we are going to make it this state. Because I already have a state, So I will not be able to name his state. So I'm going to put states already. So states, click enter. So the next thing is we are going to our state. So we are going to pick the states and the revenue. So let's come back here. You can click here and remove this. We don't want it. We don't want this as well. So we click, go to clear content, and you can as well delete from your tab. So we are going to remove category from there, and we are going to put states. So we don't want it as category, we want it as state. So we just look for the states and you pick the state down. That is all that we have. Then the next thing is we are going to decrease this. So we are done. Then we go to our insert. Then from the insert, you can just click under here, or you use recommended charts. It depends on what you actually want. Then we are using column chart, as you can see. So column chart is what we are using, and we are clicking OK. So we have our column chart. We pick it up here. As usual, we don't want this. So hide of field button on chart. Everything will be hide. Then this, we don't want it. We remove this as well. The grid lines, we don't want the grid lines. We remove the grid lines. So we remove the grid lines. Then we don't want the tutu here. We remove it. Then we go to our chart title, and we are going to name our chart title as revenue by states. So that is going to be our chart title, revenue by states. So we have our revenue, by state. Then the next thing is we are going to put data label. Just right click and add data label. Then we are going to sort. So let's go to home tab. From the home tab, you can see, you can swirl, sort. First of all, let's sort from the largest to the smallest. Exactly. So we are having it from the largest to the smallest. So we are done with this. So this is perfectly okay for us. So the next thing is we go to our payments. So we copy this, control, then drag, and this is going to give us our payment. So we want to see payment type. From the payment type, I'm going to put X because using payments it will not. So we are not going to drag this. We can just delete this. Let's remove this. Yes, remove. Then we go to our month. From our month, let's just drag the month. That is, we are copying, control, then drag. So we have our payments. I'm using payments because I've already used payments. So then here we are removing, just click on it. Then we are removing the month. We just want the payment type. So let's go to the payment type and let's put the payment type on the row. This is exactly what we want. Then the next thing is we decrease this. So we are good with this. Then the next thing is we put this aside. We can as well remove, adjust some things inside. So you can as well remove some things inside. So we have this already. So that's our sales. It's not going to be sales by month. It's going to be our payments. So this is going to be payments. So we are having our payment. So then the next thing is we can as well come back to our category. Now from the category we are going to copy. Just control your keyboard and drag. So it will give you the category. Then from the category, we are going to have our 6%. We are having our 6%. So from the 6%, let's click we are going to remove the category and we are going to put the state. We don't want this, so sorry, we are going to put not the state, we are going to put the 6%. We don't need this, so you can just remove this. So we are going to put the 6%. Then remove, or don't worry, let's pick our quantity. We look for our quantity and we are putting our quantity ahead of the revenue. Then the next thing is we pick our revenue the second time and we are putting it here. So we are not using the count of revenue. Let's come back here, click here, right click, and go to value field settings. From the value field settings, we are using sum. So we are having sum here. Then we can as well control shift down arrow. Then we are going to decrease. So the decimal. So everything is fine. Then we'll come back to the sum of revenue 2. We right click. Then we go to value field settings. From the value field settings, you go to show value as. We want to show it as grant, percentage of grant total. So we are using percentage of grant total here. So click on percentage of grant total and click OK. So we are having our grant total. So here we only need 7 as 6%. So we need top 7. Let's come here, click beside the row labels. So click on this arrow, then go down to value filter. From the value filter, go to top 10. From top 10, just pick 7. We don't want top 10, we want top 7. Then click OK. So that is our 6%. We copy this as well, control, then drag. So this will give us our products. So I'm going to put X at the back of the products because I've used it before. The only thing we are going to do here, we remove the 6%. Then we put the product name. So we come back here and we are going to just click. Then go to value filter. We need top 7 as well. So not top 10. We need top 7 and click OK. So we have our product. So the next thing is we need our customer. Then we copy this, control key, then just drag. Then name this as customer. I'm going to put double S because I've used it several times. So this is customers. So we remove the product name and we put the customer. So that is what we are going to do. We remove the product name, then we put our customer. So let's look for the customer, not customer ID, just the customer name. So look for the customer name. This is the customer name. We pick the customer name. Already we have top 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No problem. We can leave it like that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's go to click here. Let's go to our value field, top 10, and we are going to make it top 7. So let's make everything 7. We're making it top 7 and everything is perfectly okay now. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to start designing our dashboard. And I've showed you the dashboard before, so probably I showed you the dashboard again for you to see. So this is the dashboard. So this is our dashboard, and we are going to be designing this dashboard. I know I decided not to use red here. I decided not to use red here. So I decided to use it as blue, and we can as well change the color. So we go to our dashboard report, and I'm going to move this down straight. This is our dashboard report. So the first thing we do is we come back to our 6%, and I'm going to copy the 6%. I'm going to copy everything. I'm not going to use a formula. So I'm going to copy, then I go to the 6%, and I'm going to paste so we'll go back to the next thing, which is going to be the products, and we are going to copy the product. So let's go to the products. This is our product, so we copy the product as well. So don't copy the grand total. We don't have to do that, so we just need a number alone. So we go there, then we come back to, then go to your paste and use as paste value. You can as well use as paste value on your Control V. We give you a place value, so we have that already. So let's see if this work. Then the third one is we go to our customer, then we copy our customer the same way. Also, we can as well use a formula to do all this, but I'm just doing it in a shorter way. So we go to, then we copy, we paste here, go to our place value, Control V does that, so you can just paste. So we have that. So the next thing is we are going to put a chart here. After we've already copied, the next thing we do is we pick our chart. We pick the line chart. Let's copy the line chart. We copy the line chart and we bring it down here. We put our line chart. Let's put it closer to here. So we put our line chart here. We don't need it, so we can actually close it. Let's go to our monthly sales by month. We copy this, and we are going to remove the something. So we are not going to use the data label. So we are removing the data label, and we are putting, so let's go to, we paste, then we draw it a bit, then let's make it straight in a straight line. Then we are going to click on this, and we just right click. Already we have it. Then change data label series shape. Just click this, and we are going to remove the data label. We don't want the data label. For the background color, we are going to be using black, because that is exactly what I used there. So we are going to be using this dark, as you can see. So, and we are going to be having the color to be, so let's have it to be white. Let's make it white here, and let's see if, then we have our month as well to be white. You can as well fill it here, so we have it as white. So I hope it works. So it works. So the only thing is I'm not using red, so I can as well put red there. So the next thing is we go to our monthly distribution. So we pick the monthly distribution. I copy it as well, and I bring it down here, and I'm going to put the monthly distribution here. So we're having the monthly distribution. Then we are going to be changing the background as well to be black. So we are, let's make this a bit we are having this a bit like this, so we are having this good. So we click on this, then we change it from the home tab, we have it white, then we have this as black as well, as white, because we are changing the background to black. So we have this, so let's go to the color, background color, and we are making it black. No, not this. Ctrl Z to undo. Then we are clicking out, then we are clicking this. So we are having this to be black. So we are having the black, exactly. Then you can as well, we can as well increase this. So we are having this, and we are going to make it white. Then we are having this, and we are going to make it a white as well. So we have that. Let's reduce it a bit. So the only thing different from what we are having here compared to what we are having here is just the size. So every other thing is the same. So I can as well increase the size. So let me see. We don't want to put, we are not using shape here, so we are going to remove the shape as well. So let's come to this place. Let's go to our field. Solid, no fill. We don't want to put any fill. Border, no fill as well. So we don't want fill here. Let's go back again. We don't want fill. Then the border as well, we don't want fill at the border. So let's remove it as well. So we have that by that. So the next thing we are going to pick is we are going to pick our category. So we pick the category, then we copied our category, and we come to, we paste our category here. And we reduce everything as usual. Then we reduce the height. Then we go to the background. We are using black as well. So we are using black. Then we have this to be white. So we are going to change it from the home tab, and we are going to make it white. So we have this. Also, we click on this, we change it to white from the home tab. Then we have this, and we are going to make it white as well. So the next thing is we go to, let's reduce this. I think it's somehow too big. So we have this. Let's remove the fill. We don't want the fill. No fill, no border as well. So then we go to our, we already have the top 5 category. We go to the states and the payment. So we have the states. Then we go to our dashboard. We paste the states. So we can just move this up a bit. Then we have our states, and we reduce it a bit. So let's reduce this. So let's go to the background. We are going to make the background color. We are going to make it black. Then we don't want no fill, no line as well. No fill, no line, as you can see. So both, we don't have fill, we don't have line. So the next thing we are going to do, we are going to change the color to white. So changing the color to white will make everything right, like every other ones that we have there. So that is what we are going to do. So we come to revenue, then let's go to the home tab and let's change it to white. Then let's go to the figure and let's go to the home tab as well. Let's change it to white. So we are making it white. Then we go to the x-axis, then we go to our home, then we make it to white as well. So everything should be fine by now. So we don't want fill, so there's no fill. So the next thing is we are going to copy the payment. So we are going to copy the payment and we are going to, let's click on it. And let's go back to our dashboard. And let's paste. Then we don't want fill. We don't want a borderline. We don't want fill. We don't want a borderline. Then let's go to the payment. And we're making the payment. We're making the payment white. Then we are making our value white as well. Everything I'm doing here, you can do everything here. I just decide to doing everything there. So we go to, and we are going to have our to be white. So you can see we have everything complete. Then I'm going to either change this to red or leave it like that. So to make everything red. Now, so we click on our marker, we go to fill. So let's go to the fill, then we look for the color at the fill. So we are going to make this red, either this red or this red. No, we are not using this. Let's control back. This is our marker. Let's go to our marker here, then the color, and let's make it red. So we are making it red. Let's see, transparency. I want to see how transparency should be. So you can see we are making it right, and we can as well increase. Let's go back to the marker. So we are having our marker line, so we are having 20. So let me see the transparency. The transparency is good, so we go to, we don't want a border. Let me see, no border. We don't want a fill as well, so let's use fill. Let's make it fill automatic. Let's use control back. So we have everything perfectly done. Then we'll come back to our payments. So we go to marker as well. Let's go to this, we go to our marker and we are having our color. As usual, we are having it as right. So we can just increase the transparency like the one we have before. Already we said no border, so we don't want to put a border, so we can have the transparency to be, let's see, it's not really transparency, so let's reduce it. So we're having our transparency. So we've come to the end of this video, and I'm going to be making part 2 for this video, and in the second part I'm going to be using the chat revenue. Let's close this, we don't want this. So thank you for taking a ride with me in this wonderful journey. My name remains Peter Analytics. Watch out for the second part where we'll be putting our chat revenue in order for us to have the same thing as this, and we are going to be increasing this as well as usual. So we have this, we have this, we have this. Let me go back to see what are we not having. Why? So we have this and this, we have this and this. Everything is complete. Please, if you find this video useful, if you find this video interesting, please subscribe, please share, and please comment. Once again, thank you for riding with me in this wonderful journey monthly report using Microsoft Excel. Bye. See you again.